What's going on, moviegoers? If you're new to the channel, my name is Christian. Welcome to Serial Productions. You guys, we got our first look at Jamie Clayton as Pinhead in the Hellraiser film dropping on October 7th of this year on my birthday, and she absolutely looks terrifying. She looks scary as hell with the black eyes. The prosthetics look really good. You know, the ripped open skin on the neck, it looks grotesque, you guys. Now, I'll be honest with you. I wasn't the biggest fan of the Hellraiser franchise. I wasn't. You know, I've seen the first one a couple times, probably 4 or 5 times, but I feel like it just was a little bit grotesque for me. It was just, you know, with the nails pulling of the skin and it was just like, oh, I can't watch it. It was just too much for me. You know, it was really, really over the top. But that's what some people love, and I get that, and you know, that's what the novel has, and I understand that. But for my liking, Hellraiser was just a little bit too much for me. Will I be watching this? Most likely, you know what I mean? Because I'm a horror fan, you know, I feel like it would be distasteful for me not to watch this, you know. I know there was a lot of backlash of having a woman play Pinhead, but that was, you know, the original and, you know, the novel. You know, you have your bros out there like, what is this? Why is a woman playing that? Just, it's ridiculous. Relax, you guys. She looks terrifying. She's probably going to deliver a stellar performance. Hell, we're getting these iconic horror figures back, you guys. This is the rebirth of this genre. The slasher, you know, the stuff we've gotten in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. You know, we've had Leatherface this year. We've had Candyman last year. We've had Michael this year. We've had Child's Play. I mean, was it Sci-Fi Series last year or this year? I think it was the beginning of this year. Correct me if I'm wrong. No, I think it was last year. We've had Chucky come back. You know, this is the, you know, the reimagining of these characters that, you know, we've grown to love so much, you know, growing up. So I'm completely fine with it, you guys. I'm cool with it. I'm just waiting on Leprechaun and a sequel to Killer Clowns from Outer Space. But in other news, you guys, Scream 6 has officially wrapped production. Yes, you guys, Scream 6 is done, and now we waiting to, I think it drops February of next year. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I still have my reservations on Scream 6. You know, Scream 5 was whatever for me. You know, with, you know, Neve Campbell not returning for Scream 6, I'm like, okay, you lost the heart and soul of the franchise, which is not appealing to me anymore. You know, I feel like, you know, you have Gale Weathers coming back. I'm like, how can you have Gale without Sydney? I was like, that's just weird to me. Pay Sydney Prescott. She has been the face of the franchise, and I'm pretty sure you guys can agree with me. But I probably still will watch Scream 6. I just hope it's a lot better than Scream 5, you guys. I mean, because Scream 5 ultimately was a disappointment for me. You know, I was so sad when they killed Dewey. I was heartbroken. I was like, oh, don't talk to me anymore. Dewey was one of my favorite characters in the Scream franchise, you know. But I understand why they had to kill him, you know, because, you know, nobody's ever safe in a Scream film. You know, when they killed Randy in Scream 2, I was upset because, you know, I'm a film guy and I love Randy. He's a film guy. He was the one character you can relate to. The one character, you know, who always quotes films and does impressions, shit like that, you know, that I do, you know what I mean? But yeah, you guys, Scream 6 is officially wrapped. Hopefully we'll get a trailer possibly in the next 2 months, something like that. So expect something to drop for Scream 6. Halloween ends, you guys. John Carpenter and David Gordon Green. Look, John Carpenter came out the other day and he stayed out. He was like, look, I don't care about the sequels. The only thing I care about is my film, the original one, the one that he did, the best one that nothing has come close to touching. He just doesn't care about the sequels. He cares about collecting a check. And I was like, man, he is just brutally honest. I mean, you know, I understand where he's coming from. I do, you know. I guess he never really intended for the sequels to get, like, you know, I guess the anthology of it all. He wanted it, after Halloween, I guess he wanted it to be an anthology. He didn't want it to be Michael Myers, but, you know, the fans and the studio loves Michael Myers so much, they really heavily pushed for the return of Michael Myers or whatever. And he was just like, look, this is my film, and, you know, I'm here to collect the check, and that's it, and do the sound. At least he's coming back, and he did come back and do, you know, the score with his son and his son's friend for, you know, Halloween 2018, Halloween Kills, and Halloween Ends, you know, because I feel like the simplicity of the score is what really makes Halloween fantastic, you guys. But I want to talk about what David Gordon Green had to say about the ending and how it's just so, it's nerve-wracking. It's very nerve-wracking. Let me read you guys some of this article from Bloody Disgusting. So, additionally, Empire shares some insights from director David Gordon Green this morning. Of note, he tells Empire that the film's ending, well, it's still very much in flux. It changes every day, Gordon Green tells the outlet. In theory, the picture is locked, but this morning I called the editor and said, what if we do this one thing? I speak with John Carpenter and Jamie Lee Curtis regularly about it. It's exciting, uncertain, satisfying, and sad. I've enjoyed the ride, but it's probably time to get off. I think we're gonna go out with a bang. Gordon Green also teases to Empire, if our second film was a free-for-all, violent chaos, this is more of an intimate conclusion. It seems like he is very uncertain with the ending of this movie. I feel like probably the third act is what's going to ruin this movie. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, you guys, but the fact that they're changing the ending constantly, it's kind of, it's making me nervous about the film. Because if the ending was a banger, if the ending was so well thought out, and if the ending was great, why do you need to constantly change it, constantly talk to John Carpenter and Jamie Lee Curtis and get their inputs on it? The uncertainty of it all makes me very uncertain of the ending of this movie. It could go out with the bang. What does that mean? It makes him sad, he said. Most likely, the death of, Laurie Strode. It's not reassuring to me, and I'm really hoping that Halloween ends on a fantastic note with the franchise. Don't know if they plan on doing any sequels or whatever. I know Michael Myers is a cash grab, but we'll see what happens, you guys. Post your comments down below. Let me know what you guys think about the first look at Pinhead. What do you think about Scream 6 and Halloween Ends, you guys? Honest thoughts on it. Post your comments down below and let me know what you guys think. Peace.